But some of the things that will happen with the medical home in the future are that there are going to be medical kits that we'll probably be providing to them that'll have things like smart stethoscopes, other various types of physiological monitoring equipment that patients can be connected to, that again will need internet access to be able to transmit that to the healthcare center, wherever that is located. And that would be like for, well, any chronically ill patients, be they cardiac, diabetic, or whatever. Home care, both home care and hospice types of things for homebound patients, again, monitoring in those situations. And then virtual visits like Mark was talking about. You know, generally patients don't like going to the ER unless they're hurting exceptionally bad, because ER visits are very expensive. And so a way to do that is to have virtual visits. A lot of them are done where healthcare facilities are doing that at this point in the state. They're done either via Skype or some kind of video conferencing type of arrangement. And what do you need there? ISP service. So one of the sessions tomorrow, Janelle O'Donnell from Winona Health will be providing a lot more information on telemedicine. So if you're interested in that and hearing about that, I would encourage you to go to that session. One of our other needs is telecommuting. We have workers that are in high demand, such as medical coders and transcriptionists. That want to work from home. They have families that want to be able to work any time of the day, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or after 8 o'clock at night when kids go to bed. A lot of areas, they almost have to live in the city of Aitkin to be able to do that, because one of the things that we require from a healthcare facility perspective is they have a minimum of 6 meg bandwidth to be able to do that, primarily because of the some of it associated with the latency in the network and things like that. So they have to have enough bandwidth to be able to do that. So again, I am only going to be around today. If anyone has any questions, feel free to catch me. And thank you very much.
All right. Well, Daryl, thank you very much for your contribution here and for making the drive down. We have up next Commissioner Jody Reich from Rock County. Thank you for making the drive. Above all, Commissioner Rice is a rural broadband user. He has worked as a senior regional director for Cincinnati Insurance Companies for the past 13 years. He served 4.5 years on the Laverne City Council before being elected as Rock County Commissioner in 2012. Married with 2 sons, Jody was raised in Laverne and graduated from Laverne High School in 1988 and then from South Dakota State University in 1992. After graduating from college, he worked for Continental Western Group. Jody is a member of the Laverne Fire Department and retired veteran of the Minnesota Army National Guard. Commissioner.
Thank you. In 2011, I had the opportunity to fulfill a lifelong dream of buying an acreage. I always wanted to live on a lake or on a hill. You know, I live in Rock County, we're the only county in Minnesota without a lake, so I have to choose a hill. We found our dream home, and we ended up moving out there. So ever since I graduated college, I've always worked out of my house for various companies. I should have known to check the internet or broadband access out there, and I didn't. It was one of those deals, you look at a piece of property, you buy it, you fall in love, and you get out there to conduct business, and then you're like, yeah, this isn't going to work. For example, my past provider was Clearwave, and it was $99 a month. And I was getting speeds of 0.45 to 0.75. I'm not even hitting 1. And that was during the day when my kids weren't home and the neighbors weren't around, okay? Now, this last month, we all got, the Clearwave users all got letters from Verizon saying that they're no longer supporting Clearwave, and you can go to the Verizon packages. I was able to find another provider that was point-to-point, and now I'm paying $140 a month, and my speeds are about a 1.9 to 2. I thought that I've gone into the 21st century now because the speeds are so fast, and I'm not even meeting the state minimums with what I have now. Part of the reason I ran for a county commissioner is when I lived in the city of Laverne, the internet or broadband was never, it wasn't discussed, it wasn't an issue. I moved out in the country, and it's a huge issue, and nobody really says anything or has brought a lot of folks' attention because I think they don't know what they don't have, okay? And people will grumble about it, and we've got the national providers that will just tell you to take it or leave it. You got data caps. You've got, it's very expensive. What I've been checking around for different, when Clearwave is getting rid of us now, is checking around for different providers, and I could go with another Verizon product. That was $100 a month with a 10 gig max. Well, I did a data usage. I'll blow through that in 7 days. And I'm not gaming, I'm not watching videos. I dial through a VPN and I work. Their option is that you pay an astronomical fee for every gig above that. Then I checked another provider. It was cheaper. However, when you blew through their data cap, they just stopped, they slowed you down, and their solution for that is, well, we'll let you work from midnight to 5 a.m. and not have any limitations. Well, I don't think that's going to work on a regular basis. I mentioned my sons in the intro because I have 2 teenage boys, both in high school, and a couple of panelists have mentioned how education has changed. My kids no longer, I can't really recall them bringing books home anymore. It's all, they get assignments. My 18-year-old guy, I love him. He's a senior this year, and the other night it was 11:59, and he was trying to dial in because the assignment was due by midnight. So, you know, it is what it is. We're very frustrated. I live 1 mile from town. I see the city lights from my house. And the other problem we had is nobody recognizes that there's buffers around these communities, and if you're within that buffer, they think you're being served by the community itself. I have 100+ residents right outside, within a mile of town that doesn't show up in the big maps and doesn't show up in the little maps, and they're underserved. So the whole point of, I guess my goal is to bring broadband, to everybody in the state, and make sure that this is a non-issue. So thanks for having me.
Very good. Well, thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate your comments. All right, up next we have Terry Lenz from the Kenyon Leader. And Terry is the publisher and editor of the Kenyon Leader, a weekly newspaper that covers the Kenyon area in Goodhue County. She recalls her first gateway computer in the early days of dial-up internet access, the fond memories. When she could load the dishwasher in the time it took email to load on the computer. Those were the days. Later, operating a photography business from her home in the country, Terry felt the acute frustration of unreliable internet, both through satellite and broadband connections. Terry recently held a conversation with her readers on Facebook about their internet options and experiences in rural areas, and she reports that the responses were quite candid. Terry, you offer a unique perspective today because you did not join our broadband listening tour either in November or January, but you heard of it. The conversation sparked up in Kenyon and in rural Goodhue County, and we've been in contact ever since. I think your perspective speaks to the ongoing conversation that the tour and the issue has sparked. So with that said, Terry, we look forward to your comments. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Matt. About a week ago, I was on Facebook. As part of my job, I have to keep things updated, and I noticed that some of my readers were making disparaging comments about their internet access. One gal in particular worked from home. She telecommutes, does all her work online, and she said, gosh, from the beginning of the month, the beginning of January on, it got really slow, and then all of a sudden, it was just gone. So she couldn't do any work. She had, lost days of work and time, went back and forth multiple times to her internet provider, and I thought, well, when I started researching this story, this could be something interesting to write about. So I put a shout out, we call it crowdsourcing. And I put a note out saying, what do you have for internet? What's working? How do you like it? And it was overwhelming. Our Facebook page at the Kenyon Leader has just over 700 likes. And when I checked on Friday, about 4 or 5 days after putting that little teaser out there, we had, reached 670 people on this issue and had some 29 comments. For a small town paper, that's pretty significant. And I was hearing from people that usually don't chime in on things. This one particular gal, she lost her time at work and then back and forth, and everyone says, well, they tell you it's just slow. There's a lot of congestion on the line. So when you dig a little further on that, what they mean is that, at 4 o'clock, when all the kids get home from school, things slow down because, they're playing games, people are on Netflix, things like that. But hello, that's our culture now. That's